Sup, nerds? Welcome to Tabletop Dubshot, usually a live-action D&D podcast. Today, just two guys, just two of us, talking about our live-action D&D podcast, a very special episode, a recap episode. If you've been listening along, thank you so much. You've made it through 30 episodes of us playing make-believe for you and for us as well. And today, I mentioned the recap. We're going to try our best. This is the players recap. And by players, it's just Jordan and myself. No Dungeon Master today. Sorry, Renee. We are getting silly. And unfortunately, Bela also works a really difficult job. So she's also not here right now, but she's here in spirit. She helped edit our notes. Thank you so much. Renee had no part in this at all. So you reap what you sow, Renee. Here is the players recap. Jordan, let's set the stage.
Here we go. But to start, cheers. If you are going to listen to this, or maybe eventually listen to this, please join us with a drink.
Cheers.
I will most likely be refilling about halfway through, so I'll give you guys the cue.
Right. I'll still be on my first drink, for sure.
Shout out to Pie for that little intro, because that wasn't even scripted. That was great.
Thanks.
Setting the stage, where do we start? We are in, at least our group is from a city named Alcor in the nation of Mir, in the world of Salamant. So this world that we live in is being kind of fleshed out as we play. Very minimal has been explored so far. Mm-hmm. But just somewhere to get started from.
Right.
I play Pierce. Yes.
Yeah. Big shout outs to Renee. This is Renee's creation. Obviously, he draws inspiration from many different sources, but Salamant is his world, and we are just living in it. Go for it.
I play Pierce. As of 5 years before episode 1, I have been in the military, returning home for the first, I guess, technically second time, but listen to the podcast, you'll find out why. And I haven't been talking to my friends that this whole thing is kind of a part of for the last 5 years, not purposefully. We've tried and later find out why, but Val, you want to cover Val?
Yeah, 12 words or less, right? Val, hold up my fingers. Badass, I'm cutting that as one word. Ranger, teenage angst filled, goth, girl, coolest version you know. Again, one word, hates her parents. Yeah. Val, that's 12 words or less, right? Val has been at school for the past 5 years, boarding school, far away, and has also lost touch and lost connection with her friends back in Alcor. And I think the third character is played by myself, Buka. I honestly think it'd be funnier if Jordan describes my character. So go for it, Jordan.
To start, Buka's a tabaxi. Cat humanoid would be the closest thing to describe. He is a mischievous troublemaker.
Right. I thought we were talking about Buka.
No. Well, yeah. By heart and by trade, he is the adventurer that holds our group together. At this point, he's like a dark brown color.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of, I feel like that's enough.
That's all we know at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. As Jordan kind of mentioned, we haven't been in contact with each other for the past 5 years. And there are hidden tapes somewhere in the archive about our adventures before that 5-year hiatus, that time skip, that maybe will see the light of day, maybe not.
I hope so.
Hashtag baby Buka is so cute. Hope you guys get to adventure with us in there. So small. But we find ourselves 5 years after our friends have last seen each other. Pierce and Val both receive an invitation to come back to Alcor for a coronation. Weirdly enough, Buka has not left Alcor this entire time. And since all of them have lost contact with each other, they don't know that they're all going to be back in town. And unfortunately, Buka didn't get an invitation to the coronation. I think mostly because Weaver, who is our fourth friend in the group, princess, soon to be queen, does not know where Buka is anymore, right? So in the meantime, Buka is employed. He's working at a bar in one of the sketchier parts of town, and he knows the coronation is about to happen, is not invited. Instead, his boss, Hecken, crime lord, best friend, Buka would call him his best friend. Hecken would not call him that.
Not reciprocated.
No, not at all. Sends him on a job to retrieve a circlet from Weaver's room. Drama ensues.
Yeah. 5 years, and these four friends are all going to be in the same place, and they have no idea that that's even true.
Right.
Which is kind of fun.
Yeah, lots of reasons to be back in town, lots of things to explore. Jordan's character, Pierce, has an interesting job offer, which also brings him back into town. And we're all really excited to see our friend get coronated and become queen. And while we were putting together this recap, we decided this is going to be the player's recap. We are going to put titles into sections of this recap that will make it easier for us to remember what happens, and it by no means correlates with the episode titles. So,
but it works.
Yeah, don't get mad at us. Okay, so this next session, go ahead, Jordan.
Attack on the coronation, coming together.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're all back home. They don't even have an opportunity to speak to each other. Like I said, they don't even know that everybody's present. They're just here for their own invite, for their own reasons. But during the coronation, there is, I guess at the time, just an attack on literally everybody. People sitting, watching, the guards, the queen herself, queen's parents. It is a wild, just unexpected turn of events. All of us in our own spots, in our own situations, and in our own right, jump into action to help resolve the issues of the attacks. And in the end, thank goodness, nobody actually really gets seriously injured. Some people do get hurt, but everybody's good. And unexpectedly, the five friends are reunited after 5 long years in the middle of the courtyard after everything's kind of like cleared away.
Right. Even though both Pierce and Val were invited to the coronation, they still hadn't seen each other until after the attack had started. And Buka joins the battle as a guard in disguise because, remember, he's been sent here on a secret mission. So with the friends united, absolutely, Weaver is safe. Everybody is safe. The only people that actually really got hurt are the attackers, thankfully, and maybe a couple guards here and there. The friends are united, and a new adventure begins. Clip it. That's the title of our next section. Hey, because of the attack, nobody's allowed to leave the capital. So all the friends crash at Pierce's house with his mom. And
she's the best.
She's the best. With Pierce's mom, she cooks for us. She feeds us. Buka falls asleep on the couch, I think. And a secret note in the middle of the night shows up at the house to bring Pierce, Val, and Buka to a courtyard and a fountain where we finally get to meet Weaver again.
Fun fact, we used to hang out here. This little fountain. Very...
Right.
What's the word? Just important to us as friends.
Nostalgic. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. It used to be bigger. At least Buka swears it used to be bigger and deeper. Yeah.
I think at some point I mentioned how small you were.
Go for it, Jordan.
These I want to say this is the first time that we all really get to like spend some quality time together, but it's not even really that. It's just the first time that it's just the four of us, which is still cool. The world of magic is still, I guess, new to some of our characters, just because like Pierce not magical, he doesn't understand a lot of that. So now that we're all united together, we have to kind of figure out what the next steps are. The kind of rumors that were going around were that the group, the Pyre, actually we didn't mention that, we should have, the group, the Pyre, that attacked and tried to do the assassination on the Queen was rumored to be meeting at a bar in the south part of the city called the Leaning Tree. Fun fact, Buka works there.
Yeah, not only do I work there, I live there.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So being that that's kind of the situation, he does share that, and we are told to, with Buka, go to the Leaning Tree to talk to Hecken and see if any of these rumors are true. Buka also wasn't supposed to be in the courtyard, so he's more or less the one that's not allowed to leave.
I wasn't invited, so of course I wouldn't.
Anyways,
Yeah.
We go to the south part of town. Buka, you want a quick description of Hecken and then kind of the results of that?
Right. Just a strong, gruff, dwarven man with scars everywhere. Short guy. Stout, for sure. And yeah, Buka's best friend at the time, because his other friends never wrote him any letters. And remember, Buka was sent to steal something from Weaver. So while we're all reunited, Weaver is leading us to try to figure out what the heck is happening. And Buka has something of hers with him that Hecken has requested that he steal. So we're headed back to the Leaning Tree to meet up with Hecken, and Buka's trying to not let on that he has this stolen item the entire time. And Pierce just wants a drink. Val just wants to work as a bartender, which is perfect.
I don't think she thinks that to get to the bar.
Right. Well, she realizes what a great life bartending can be. Looks like a lot of fun, which is the perfect cover for Buka to discuss the goings-on of why he was even near the coronation to begin with. And he gets sent to take the circlet, the stolen item, to a warehouse down the way where Hecken keeps most of his stolen valuables.
During this meeting, we do decide that the rumors weren't true, which is kind of a nice feeling.
Right.
We don't know the meetings were actually being held at the Leaning Tree, and Hecken finding out this, actually, he's concerned himself. Felt like it was purposeful to lead people there. But that does lead us into the next player's title of Danger Again, another attack by the Pyre. This starts out with the fact that Buka leaves. Myself, Pierce, and Val decide to let him go by himself. Yeah. Which, like, in the moment, in our defense, if you listen, it wouldn't have made sense for us to go.
Right.
Anyways.
Right. In any normal D&D game, never would happen. Never. You don't separate the party like that.
But here we are, separated. So me and Val stay at the Leaning Tree, but after Buka's been gone for a unspecific amount of time, there is like an explosion that is heard like across the lower city, and Pierce and Val know the direction that Buka went and are concerned immediately. So we jump to try to get to where he's at. We find the warehouse that he was supposed to go to exploded.
Yep.
Big boom.
Yep.
But Buka is nowhere to be found. We assume he has gone inside. Following him, we encounter the Pyre again. They try to kill us.
Right. We almost cut off somebody's leg.
A friend of Buka's.
Right.
To save his life in our defense.
Yes.
But their plan fails, so we do defeat the 3 Pyre soldiers that were inside the burning building to make sure that there was no survivors. We do learn that they are part of the Pyre because we find the same ring that they're wearing that we had found on the attackers at the keep during the coronation.
Right,
So,
and he tries to have like a right. He tries to have like a really cool one-liner at the very end of like "Long live the Pyre" or something. We stabbed him. Yeah.
Yeah, I did cut off one of their heads. Not relevant. Val keeps it. So
yeah, along with the ring.
Right, one of them.
Yeah,
one of them. Mostly just to like reference for the symbol, and to potentially just learn more about it, since we're just like part of this now. At that point, you do escape the burning building, and we meet Lena and Kubash. Lena is an elf. Kubash is an half-orc, so he's huge. They convince us that Heckin hired them to essentially help with the situation, and they're like just taking merchandise out of the burning building, which like in the moment, again, makes sense.
Right.
But they, on their clothes, have a symbol that is similar to like a diamond or a crystal with talons of a bird holding it. And Pierce, from his experience in the world, I don't remember if Val knew this as well, but this group is called the Crystal Talons. They're like worldly known. Not necessarily as a mercenary group, but more so just like an organized. I mean, they're just like an organization, more so.
Right. I mean, they are for hire, so I would call them mercenaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
but
not so
well-renowned, good reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good reputation mercenaries.
Yeah.
But at that point, we head back to Heckin to check him, and you can.
Oh yeah. Fun flavor side note recap. We don't know where Heckin is, and we have to try to find the secret door that leads to his lower chamber that Buka's never been to before, even though this is, for all intents and purposes, Buka's best friend and employer. And I live there. Yeah.
Place of work.
Yeah. It's the one-stop shop. We find him in his secret office below the leaning tree, I believe. And we share all this information. And Heckin is taken aback. Like, there's no way he hired anybody to help with that. If he was going to hire somebody, it was me, right? I'm the guy he hired to go to the warehouse, and everybody else that was in the warehouse either got injured or ran away because of the fire. So we feel like we have to chase down this merchandise now, which we try to do. And we follow that lead towards the port to try and find the merchandise. I almost kidnap a halfling for no reason.
It's more of a almost hostage situation, or a very short situation.
Is it a hostage if nobody knew he was missing?
I don't know.
Right. But regardless, we can't find the merchandise. We follow clues, we make all of our checks, and find Lena on a ship just kind of sitting there. And she just dangles. She's like, hey, you found me. She dangles information as bait to give us a little bit of something, but also nothing at all. And shows off her power and disappears in the night. You know that feeling where you meet somebody and their last impression is, damn, they could have kicked my ass. That was Lena. And we had to go back to basically go rest for the night, because at this point we had survived an explosion, fought off some guards, chased down some merchandise, almost kidnapped a halfling, found the secret lair, and we had to report to Weaver the next day. So we go get some rest, and we report back to Weaver. Oh, yes.
Real quick.
Yeah.
We did learn one very specific thing that was important from Lena.
Yes.
Only because she let us ask one question.
Right.
Not because we did anything well.
No.
She just, I think more just, she was just very high and mighty in herself. So we got to ask her one question. We asked her essentially who the pyre was. Mm-hmm. Or what their goal was. Mm-hmm. And she did share with us that their goal is to destroy all magic in the world. Right. Which seemed crazy, which makes sense because the pyre seems to be a little bit more cult crazy than anything.
Yeah.
And at that point, we kind of on our own make the decision that luring out the pyre is kind of our next step. Mm-hmm. Acquiring magical items to do so is our goal, and that does lead us into our next player's title.
Right.
Let's set it up. Heading to Val's family mine. What's up with Ravenford?
That was the whole title.
And that was all the information you need to know. So no, I'm just kidding. I don't think we mentioned. Did we mention this time that Val's really rich?
Oh, we did, right? No, I didn't. Not at the top of the hour. I just.
In your 12 words?
I don't think I said rich.
Anyways, Val's rich. Well, Val's family is rich. Mm-hmm. So we super lean on them to help with our whole travel situation.
Our first idea was to get magical items directly from her family. And we kind of got laughed in the face by her dad, who she hates. I don't know have I mentioned that a few times already? Yeah. She hates her parents.
Definitely mentioned the hates her parents thing.
Right.
That was part, because hates her parents was one word.
Right. So we can't use any of the magical items that he for sure has, probably somewhere nearby. We instead
100.
Decide that the next best case scenario is to go to Val's family mine that potentially has magical items or artifacts that we can use to then lure out the pyre. So we want to go to the mine. We have to get there. It's far away. We walk into Val's stable and are met by dozens upon dozens of horses.
I'm sorry, horses.
I'm sorry, horses. Yeah.
Apology, horses.
This family apologizes and gives each other horses. Anyway.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Super sick. I'm pretty sure Buka secures a future horse for himself somewhere around here.
I forget why that happens, but...
Yeah. I mean, listen to the episode. You'll know for sure.
Yeah. Maybe we should listen to the episode again.
I know. It's been so long. 30 episodes is so many. So anyway, we set up a carriage and we take 2 horses. Their names are Manifest and Destiny. We take them.
Because he really helped out with that.
Oh, yeah. Hicks, Val's family attendant, helps us with all of this. Yeah, he's basically parenting Val while she's growing up because her parents were not doing a good job. And we decide to leave Alcor to go toward this mine and realizing this is the first time that Buka has left Alcor in at least 5 years.
Yeah, and probably only his second time.
Yeah. The first time? Well, you're going to have to wait and find out about that one.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And there's about a week of... I know, we have to post the pre-episodes now. Renee graciously tells us it's going to take us about a week to get there. So on our way, we encounter a pack of wolves that are attacking a small creature of some kind. Mm-hmm. And we jump in to save the creature. And I know saving the creature sounds like we're going to go in and attack these wolves and defend this creature. We instead decide to throw this creature around like a football. The royal we. Bela's not here to defend herself.
Yeah. I don't think we were involved.
We were laughing the entire time that Bela decided Val was going to throw a mouse folk from danger into our carriage. And we soon find out...
Moving carriage.
Huh?
moving carriage.
Yeah, the horses haven't stopped quite yet at this point. And we find out that this mouse folk's name is Gregory. And Sir Gregory, he takes an immediate liking to Val, who chucked him across the road, and also to Pierce, who showed very much an intelligent battle strategy and somehow hates Buka. For why? Maybe because he kind of looks like a cat. I think thinking about it now, Sir Gregory's racist, no?
Yeah, I need to listen to that episode again. Maybe it's the mouse cat thing.
Yeah, I think maybe it is. And I feel silly for not making that connection earlier. But Sir Gregory, I know, I just assumed he didn't like me. Sir Gregory joins our party because people have been going missing from his hometown. So he's been out trying to investigate that. And we let him hitch a ride. And on our way to the mine, we have to travel by Lake Elder. And there's a main town there called Ravenford.
It's by far the biggest town on the lake.
The biggest town on the lake, tourist attraction. Buka's obviously never been. There's a giant fish that hangs outside of the town entrance that everybody takes a picture of. At least I'm pretty sure there is. I don't know if that was cut or not. And Pierce swears by the restaurant. Some of the restaurants that are at.
It's his favorite.
It's his favorite. Of all the places he's traveled, and mind you, Pierce has been all over the world. This is his favorite restaurant that he's ever been to. So we try to stop by this restaurant, and the curious thing, the entire town is deserted. There's no people anywhere.
I've decided really quick. Ravenford's restaurant has all of Nimir's beers on tap.
Oh, sick. Did you run that by Renee or?
No? Nope.
Great.
He put us in charge of it.
Retcon. It's in there.
It's not like story changing.
Right.
It's not a big deal.
Jordan, I'm sorry to say, unfortunately, they used to have all the beers in the
tap. Whatever.
They've all gone stale.
Anyways, we get to the town. It's deserted, which is crazy. Investigate as much as we can. We end up finding, kind of split up a little bit just to stay in twos, not separate too much. A couple of us go into one of the houses. We find a journal. I believe myself and Val, I think, inside of the house started kind of hearing, not necessarily voices, but like whispers, like creepy whispers that you can't really fully understand.
Yeah.
Brush it off a little bit, but we do recognize that we hear it. Reading the journal, it seems like the people of this town started going like literally crazy. And the last date in the journal was like 3 days ago.
Right.
So at this point, we're hearing things. People went crazy. This town is literally deserted. We decide that we need to get out. Not just because of that, but also this isn't like our goal destination. So we start leaving the house to leave the town.
Right. Mind you, we're separated again because Val and Pierce decide to leave Buka outside with the horses.
Right.
And Sir Gregory, who hates him. So anyway, continue, Jordan.
He would still protect you.
Begrudgingly.
So we head out, get back onto the carriage. But before we can actually start leaving, undead start like coming out of the homes, the buildings, and then ending up, they like are emerging from the lake itself. By the end of this, it's like 60 plus undead just surrounding. For whatever reason, initially myself and Buka, right?
No.
You jump off too?
No.
Oh, it's me and Gregory.
No.
Yeah.
It's literally just you. You jump off, and Sir Gregory feels like he has to jump off.
Okay, that's fair. But initially, it was like 60 in the end. There was a few at first.
Right.
So I was like, clear them out. Let's get out. But then it became overwhelming. So we have to get back onto the carriage. On our way out, we do encounter 2 more elves,
Right.
which about 30 seconds, you'll learn that they're twins.
Oh, less than that.
I'm not really sure what they were doing there. I think it was a combination of doing some investigations themselves and just not knowing what was going on. But they do contribute to us escaping the town, kind of backing us up and then joining us on the carriage as well. A little bit out of curiosity and more or less like, actually, what are you doing here?
Right. Right.
So we met Kat and Tal for short. Taliana is a magic user, and Kat is a rogue. So very different personalities, but they're both cool.
Yeah. Catriona and Talea.
Full names.
Full names. Yeah.
And at this point, obviously, we get out of Ravenford, and Gregory suggests that we head to his home. He knows that it's not overrun by undead,
Right.
so that's good. It's also late at this point, so we need somewhere for the night. And that leads us into our next player's title, Seeking Refuge from Lake Elder, Gregory's hometown.
Oh, yeah. We get to see where Gregory comes from. And right now, folks, is when Jordan is pouring another drink for himself. If you're watching the video. And
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Right. He told me before this video that he's going to pour himself another drink at Seeking Refuge. So this is my reminder for him. And so we are at Gregory's hometown, the Burrow, and he's a mouse folk, and all of his townspeople, cheers, also live underground. So there are no buildings in this town, and Buka is really confused about this and tries to sniff out and look into some of these burrows that they all live in. Meanwhile, I believe Renee describes it as us making a perception check and seeing boots. And we think there's a dead body.
One person sees boots.
One person sees boots.
It's the one time that I actually rolled high.
I think maybe. Yeah. And we thought for sure it was a dead body. It was not. We get to meet Covino, he's not quite a merchant, but traveling explorer, trader of some sorts. He's half orc, half elf. So immediately cute, right? That's what.
Yeah, Val's determination. Yeah. She's not here, so she can defend herself. Is to make every character that we meet hot.
Right. So naturally, Covino's hot. And Buka takes an immediate liking to him because he's confident. He knows what he wants in the world. He has lots of stories about adventure, and
he has cool stuff.
He's got cool stuff. Right. And so we meet Covino. We decide, okay, this is as cool a spot as any. We might as well get a night's rest. And we all have a terrifying nightmare.
And we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into the details because...
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
We all share... We find out the next morning when we wake up. We all share the same nightmare. Listen to the episode.
Absolutely. And we decide, this is probably pretty urgent. We should get going as soon as we can. So the next morning, we pack up our things. We decide that Covino is going to come with us, but Gregory is not, right?
Yeah, he decides to stay. He's already traveled a lot, and he strayed a little bit farther from his home than he normally is supposed to. So
right. And the twins join us, Catriona and Talea, and we haven't quite described them. They look like the same person that decided to take different jobs as soon as they graduated high school. And one took a job at Hot Topic, and the other one volunteered at the local animal shelter. Am I correct in describing them that way?
That was perfect.
Great. Perfect.
Modern day explanation for someone who's never watched or played D&D. That was right on it.
Perfect. They join us, and we're headed toward the mine, right? Because we can't forget why we're here. We're here to get a magical item or artifact to set a trap for the pyre. So we arrive into the mining town. Surprise, surprise. This one is also deserted. So ours.
Bright side, no one dead.
Right. At least not that we can see, but our skeptical brains are like, check everything. So we do. And it's at this time that we learn that there is a budding relationship between Pierce and Kat, that it's a big old will they won't they moment. And this is when we decide that the podcast is no longer about D&D. It's a fanfic for Pierce's love story with Catriona.
Just real quick thing about Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
He's extremely like logical and intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Very, the lack of insightfulness is pretty wild.
Right.
He doesn't understand people's emotions because he doesn't really have any.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But this is me as Pii asking Jordan, does Pierce get butterflies when he looks at Catriona?
I think for sure, but he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand.
He goes into fight or flight, I think.
No, yeah, like he likes that she's around,
mm-hmm.
and like wants her to be around,
yeah.
But that is not computing for him.
Right.
His logical brain is going, why?
Why do I feel this way?
Anyways.
Right. So we make it into the mining town, realize there's nobody there. We do some investigation. We feel pretty safe. It did not feel like Ravenford, so we are chilling. No creepy voices. We decide we're gonna go into the cave or into the mine, because the mine elevator still works, and if we're gonna find an artifact or a magical item,
it'll be down there.
It'll be down there because everybody else has cleared out. Which takes us to our next player's chapter, Into the Mine, the Broodmother. Now, trigger warning, you like spiders? We don't. And Renee knows this, so we make it down into the mine, and we are making our way through the dungeon. We're making perception checks. We're using all of our skills, and we make it to the heart of the mine where we see a magical gem that straight up looks like death incarnate as a I guess an object. This black gem feels bad.
Yeah, I think just I don't remember why, but Buko was the first one to kind of feel the the power coming off of this thing,
mm-hmm.
and it was very powerful and aggressive,
mm-hmm.
but not necessarily innately evil.
Right. Oh yeah.
That was kind of the vibe we were getting.
Mm-hmm.
Like used the wrong way for sure, but that wasn't the item's purpose.
Right. Yeah. It just felt conniving, but not intentionally bad. Right. So we find this item. We're like, okay, this is it. Obviously, nothing else feels as strongly magical. And as we approach it, the entire cavern starts to shake, and in comes the Broodmother, a terrifying spider that decides we are dinner now. We try our best, guys. I'm gonna say this right now. Buka tries his best. Covino tries his best. Emphasis on try, not so much on doing. Okay, it was not our best moment.
Buka did way better than Covino, though. I will give you credit.
Yeah, thank you. Covino, up until this moment, Covino is the coolest guy we've ever met in the world. In about 2 minutes after we meet this spider, not so much the coolest guy we've ever met in the world, but
you found his flaw.
Right. He cannot fight.
And it's combat.
Yeah. And let that be a life lesson for most of us out there. There is a flaw, and usually it is combat.
I feel like the end of this, player segment's very highlights Pierce. Not intentionally.
Go off, King. Brag about yourself. Come on.
I do get the killing blow
Right.
with a mining axe. So that was cool. And at this point, we're being about to be swarmed by like, I think hundreds and hundreds of like baby spiders that are like, to give you a reference to how big this spider was, I'm 6 feet tall. Pierce, not Jordan. And I could stand up underneath the spider. These baby spiders are like large tarantula size.
Like a foot in diameter, maybe.
Yeah, gross. So I kill the brood mother with a mining axe, which distracts the baby spiders because of just the nature. They start eating their mom.
Yeah.
Because that's just, what they do. So we start running out, but the whole mine is collapsing. I won't say who, I won't say how, but I do save 2 people's lives.
Right. I also help. Right.
Get yourself to the.
No, I was throwing out hella bardic inspirations.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. You were super supportive.
Super supportive. Yeah. In again, not the combat.
Supportive. I was physically supportive.
Right. In the running away, I helped a lot.
Yeah. You did some damage to the spider too. So
yeah. I think it was a win. We got out of there. And we got the magical item, which was the whole reason why we went there in the first place.
You put it in a bag of holding.
Right.
And look up what that is yourself.
Exactly.
So we get out of the mine barely, and get our first breath of fresh air. For those of you who have never been in a mine, myself included, I feel like it's probably really stuffy. So
no, but we've all seen the Hunger Games. Am I right?
Most of us probably have, yeah.
I hope so. Spoiler for the Hunger Games. There's a mine scene.
But we get out, we get a fresh air. We do decide to take kind of a short rest. It's just been unexpectedly eventful. So we kind of rest a little bit, which ends up getting us back to Gregory's home late. But still back to Gregory's home before the night's end.
Right.
Which leads us into a concerning message. Help needed in Stacaria.
Oh, yeah. We make it back to the burrow with magical item. And actually, on the way there, Val receives a message from her mother figure at her boarding school, Darcy, at Lenneth Academy. One more time.
She likes this one.
Right. Her mother figure that she actually appreciates. Back at Lenneth Academy, saying that her father figure, Thel, is in danger. And immediately Val is distracted and is set into a personal dilemma of, we have this other important thing to do right now. What are we to do? And she spends the night thinking about it. So we wake up the next morning. We're all rested. We all learn of Val's father figure being in danger of Thel, possibly life-threatening danger. We don't know for sure. And we need to realize, okay, we got to get back to Alcor as soon as possible. So that way we can get up to Stacaria as soon as possible. And we realize the only way to do that is by teleportation circle. And only the major towns have them. And the closest one is Moonshade Haven, which, surprise.
Honestly, was kind of surprising. Not super big town.
Right. It's like, okay, we're driving. Oh, no. I didn't realize this town has a Costco. It's like that. You know what I mean? There is a teleportation circle at Moonshade Haven. Buka's never been, obviously. And we have to find our way there. We cannot take the horses or the carriage with us. So this is where we kind of part ways with Manifest and Destiny. And even though Cavino sucks in combat, we do trust him. And we decide to take... we decided to take the gem with us and give him the horses. And we're like, hey, meet you back at Alcor maybe. Right? So we go back to the teleportation circle. In that town, we meet more members of the Pyre. but not the combative type, the ones that are very preachy, the idealists.
Not the extremists.
Right. And now we have a mixed picture of what the pyre might actually be. Okay, so
Yeah.
with that, we find the teleportation circle, make it back to Alcor, meet back up with Weaver, give her the gem, say, hey, don't touch it. We think it's evil. Right? And we've got bigger fish to fry. Thel's in danger. And Weaver, being one of our best friends from growing up, completely agrees, and we make our way up to Stakearia. Or we're about to make our way up to Stakearia when we learn about that there's going to be a conclave.
Conclave.
Yes. Such a cool word. I can't believe I almost forgot it. We learn about that there's going to be a conclave where all the heads of houses up in Stakearia meet to discuss the goings-on of the entire nation. So, there's a message about danger.
Just real quick, map understanding.
Right.
Mir is the country that we live in, that we're from.
Mm-hmm.
Stakearia is the northern country that shares a continent with us.
Mm-hmm. Canada.
But they're not. But we just decided that Numir is the United States.
I mean, sure. Or what? Is there another? Too late.
No.
It's Canada, and so we're making our way back to Stakearia, thinking Thel is very much in danger. There's a equally dangerous conclave going on, and we are all excited to see where Val goes to school.
Yeah. More, excited, curious.
Yeah.
We learn what we can. We share what we need to before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Lots about the undead and what's happening at Lake Elder.
Oh, yeah.
Before we move into the next player's title, I do want to mention this is the first time at the end of our time in Alcor before leaving. The four of us do get time together,
Right.
like actual time together.
Mm-hmm.
We get to eat, drink, we get to hang out,
Yeah.
BS a little bit, joke a little bit, be the friends that we are. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
But moving on, this is one of my favorite titles. Lenneth Academy, Buka's first snow.
Woo!
Just in time for the conclave.
Yeah. In the deleted scenes somewhere, we play Buka seeing snow for the first time, not knowing what the heck it is. And Renee said, that's dumb, let's cut it. So we did.
Yeah. Just the reason for that is that Buka is super wise. He's wise. Not super intelligent.
No. I'm pretty
He
sure
doesn't know how to fully read and write yet.
Yeah. When we first meet him, he's working on the letter Q, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Anyway.
But we get to Lenneth. It is in the north. Like we said, Stakearia is above Numir, and it's covered in snow.
Mm-hmm.
This is our first time, I believe, actually, even Pierce, with all of his time traveling in the military, his first time in Stakearia as well. So snow is cool.
Yeah.
We, just to mention it really quick, we meet Belle's classmate.
Mm-hmm.
She's Sex.
Yep.
Her name's Merelda, which, like, I wouldn't like somebody with that name anyways. So
Whoa. If you're a Merelda and you're listening to this, much love. And I'm so sorry. Don't listen to the last 4 episodes of our podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll get into that.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
So obviously we're there for Thel. Val's like father figure at school.
Mm-hmm.
Darcy is the one that let her know that like she needed to come back. Something was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to Thel's home and find that he's been like stabbed, I think more than once.
Right.
But on top of that, poisoned by something called whisper rot.
Right.
In this group of friends, due to his time in the military, Pierce is the only one that knows what that is.
Right.
But Thel is a very private man.
Right.
He doesn't really want to. He's also very barely coherent.
Yeah. Right. He wasn't responding to us at all. Like mumbling in his sleep and only wincing for pain. So we decided to do some digging around his cabin. we find out that Thel used to be a part of a group called the Children of Mercy. And that...
He's got like a tattoo of it on his shoulder, which we see when we're looking at his wounds.
Right. And again, Pierce is the only person who knows anything about the Children of Mercy because he's actually traveled around and seen the world and knows that the Children of Mercy are another group of, I would call them not quite mercenaries.
Small mercenary militia.
Thugs from another continent, right?
They're from the Eastern continent. At the time that Pierce learned about them, only.
Right.
Small group. Mm-hmm. Small group, very unorganized.
Right. But very slightly concerning because, nobody knew this about Thel. We decide, okay, we'll just ask him about it when we cure him. Why not? And we decide to head to the greenhouse because Buka has a little bit of experience with herbs and healing stuff and medicines. And we go to the Lenneth greenhouse. And again, surprise, the place is too big. We don't know what the heck is going on in there. And we are...
Because it knows what things look like.
Right.
But don't know their names.
Right. So we don't know where to start. And we get surprised by a very imposing figure. And that figure is the Fort Marshal and the Archforge, one of the heads of house of Stakaria.
Really quick.
Yeah.
There's 9.
There are 9 of them. Yes.
Yeah, there's 9 heads of houses for Stakaria. That's how their government works.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having, they have a queen and king, mm-hmm. but they're figureheads.
Yeah.
The Stakaria as a country is divided into 9 regions, mm-hmm. and then each house is a head of their own region. Mm-hmm. We learn during this. Well, I guess we already knew. Mm-hmm. They mentioned it when we talked to Weaver. The Archforge is the head of house for Kazari, and that is the region that we're in. Lenneth Academy is in his region.
Right. So this is the head of house for the region that Lenneth is in, and we meet him in the middle of the night in a greenhouse where we're not supposed to be, and arguably they're not supposed to be either, right? Well, I guess he can. Well, I think he's not supposed to be there.
Wherever he wants.
He can go wherever the heck he wants. We're all caught off guard. We do not get in a fight, thank goodness. Yeah, and they help us.
Or Mark tried to get into a fight.
Right. He's ready for a fight, always.
He's a troublemaker.
And they help us find the herbs to help create a antidote for this poison. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. And really cool. Mm-hmm. We leave that meeting kind of starstruck a little bit that we met the head of house.
But also aren't from Stakaria, so I don't think we fully understand, mm-hmm. Especially because we're from Namir, but we're friends with the queen.
Yeah. So, I think we're like, wow.
It's like, meeting important people is like, this must just be what, the general public feels like.
All the time. Yeah, this is everybody's life, right?
All the time.
Everybody goes to the greenhouse and meets Santa Claus. He's not quite Santa Claus, but that's what I picture when we're describing him.
When he was described, definitely a Santa Claus-esque.
Mm-hmm. Build, at least.
Yeah.
And we make it back.
And attitude. He's super positive.
Right.
And cheerful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We make it back to Thel's home. We administer the antidote. We rest for the night. And he recovers, thankfully.
Pretty good amount overnight.
Right.
Which is cool.
Yeah. He pops back up, and he's a big, strong man, so he doesn't quite even show how much he is actually still hurting, probably, which we learn later. He is still very much injured. But he's up on his feet, ready to go. We question the heck out of him, and he gives 0 answers to us.
He said he fell on a sword
multiple times,
which we end up getting the full.
Right.
information from that. But player title,
Right.
Far From Home, The Children of Mercy. And this is where a couple big things that we learned. One, the Children of Mercy are in Stakearia.
Yeah.
Which we learn from Thel when we finally get the real story out of him. Like I said earlier, Children of Mercy were in the Eastern Continent. Small group, unorganized. That, like, whether or not they wanted to go to the Western continent, they couldn't. Like, they had no means to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And now, from our learnings from Thel, it's like not just that they're here, but they're way more organized. The group just in Seikaria is bigger than what we thought the group as a whole was in the Eastern country. So it's a lot. And then for those of you who have been listening, it's being somewhat led by a guy named Kubash.
Weird.
The half-orc.
Yeah, big guy.
That we met.
Mm-hmm.
Stole the merchandise.
Was working with the Crystal Talons, ?
Hopefully bells are ringing.
Right.
But we've met him, and we find out that Thel, of the people that were there, the Children of Mercy, Kubash is the only one that's been with the Children of Mercy long enough to know who Thel is. Because Thel had left the Children of Mercy, essentially fled, and came to Lenneth 20 years ago.
Right.
And Kubash recognized him. So that's where his wounds and such.
Yeah, that's where
about.
He fell on a sword is because of Kubash.
Right. Technically, he fell on Kubash's axe.
Right. A couple times.
But we follow Thel because after he kind of recovers a little bit, he tries to essentially go after the Children of Mercy again. We convince him not to. One, because he's not fully recovered, and two, we just find it more beneficial to learn why they're there. We eavesdrop as much as we can, end up eavesdropping relatively successfully, and we learn that they're after the Golden Sash. Not a Golden Sash, but the Golden Sash, which we have no idea what that means at this time.
Right.
But we learned something, so...
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah. It's a good thing. I feel like that's that segment. Moving on, next player's title, opening dinner, the conclave begins.
Right. Somewhere in our time at Lenneth, and again, this is the player's recap. I couldn't tell you exactly when nor what episode. We are searching in the offices, trying to find information. We find information about the headmaster somehow. We find the master skeleton key for the entirety of the office building. We hella investigate. Buka does his thing as a thief, and we find the itinerary for the conclave. And we know that the conclave starts with an opening dinner where all of the heads of household and their guards are going to be in one place. Protectors. Right. Protectors are going to be in one place. Like they needed it. Come on. It's more so for show. And we're like, okay, there's a dinner that's going to go on. Do we know anything about the Golden Sash? No, we don't think so, right? We know 0%. So we have to find a way to warn somebody in the conclave that the Children of Mercy are gathering and they're planning to attack, abduct, steal something from the conclave, but we don't know what it is. And the only person we know is the Archforge and the Fort Marshal. Right, our best friend. Right? I mean, we picked leaves together.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like at this point the Archforge sees us as friends more than we saw him as friends.
Right. We got fans all over the place.
Well, after our further interactions, then we're all friends. But he's just super friendly. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So we need to find a way to get into the opening dinner. And Darcy, thankfully, works in the kitchen. And guess who else has worked in the kitchen? It's your boy, Buka. So
I would like to think so, but she doesn't.
Right. She served one bachelorette party and thinks she can do everything. Val could do it, arguably, but Buka was
The
obviously
experience
first
was
choice.
in Buka's favor for sure.
Yeah. Buka makes his way. Somehow we convince Darcy to let Buka help serve the opening dinner.
Hey, not for some reason. You proved yourself. You stood out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
She was actually surprised that you actually knew what you were doing.
Exactly. Somewhere in here, I take a bath. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Do you remember when I described Buka for you guys and he
Yeah.
was dark brown?
Yeah.
He's not dark brown, which I feel like even knowing Buka as long as I have, your fur color wouldn't have necessarily been the same from when you were a kid.
Right. I think it like as much as you see a family dog or a cat's color scheme change as they age a little bit, similar.
Yeah.
So I would expect a little bit of change, but no.
I don't think we shouldn't share his change.
No, we shouldn't. It's sick.
No.
You should listen to it. But
it's really
yeah. Buka's a looker, you know? If he ever just decided to stay clean and clean up his act as well. We make it into the dinner, and there's a lot of not frivolity. That's not the right word. There's a lot of formality. There's a lot of what's it called? Protocol.
Yeah, and you can tell who is friendly with who.
Right off the bat.
Just you can tell who is friendly with who, for sure. Just remember, in this moment, this room they're in, it's called the War Room. Buka's the only one in there.
Right.
He got the bartender. He's working, technically. Val and myself, Pierce, they were outside in like a bell tower that's like attached to the building that the War Room is in, but no like access to it. And we're like looking over. So we have been out there. We watched all of the heads of house arrive, all the 9 houses, and their protectors, getting kind of a feel for who they are. Learned a little bit, but not a whole lot. We're more just there kind of as a lookout. We're not necessarily any specific plans in mind. But this like time, this moment, this like goal right now is literally all about Buka being inside the boardroom, really.
Right. And I'm in there. I'm knee deep, right? Serving, doing my thing, and I get to first I interact with the floor marshal, and of course we're best friends already because
they see me working,
right?
and are like,
I'm pretty sure the floor marshal rolls his eyes, and the Archforge tries to throw a wave at me.
You wave.
I wave at him for sure. Yeah, why not? Why not wave at people you know across the room at a party, even though you're working it?
It'd be rude not to.
Right. So, floor marshal comes and we chat it up, and I let him know, hey, we think the conclave is in danger. He finally gets me close enough to the Archforge for us to have that conversation, and you know, the Archforge doesn't quite share as much as we come to find out he knows about the Golden Sash, but we did our job. We let the Archforge know, and I believe they decide to talk to us afterwards about it because it's dinner time. There's other things going on. They're here to begin the conclave, and we kind of have to wait to discuss it further.
Yeah. So that leads to conclusion of the dinner.
Right.
They leave to kind of meet to the side, out of sight. We don't really like the spectacle of, you know, the Archforge and the Floor Marshal meeting with 2 random people is just like weird.
Right.
But we share with him about the Children of Mercy. They're in a cave. Fella's attacked. Golden Sash. Like literally all the bullet points to make sure that they're like fully up to speed with what's going on. Floor Marshal essentially takes responsibility and says, "Hey, like I'll take care of it." And we like know what that means, but also don't. He doesn't really share a whole lot. But that leads us into our next player's title. Almost the last.
Yeah.
Exciting. Yeah. Change of plans. Children of Mercy are gone. So like I said, the Floor Marshal. Yeah. Fort Marshal had said that he would take care of it with himself and a group of his own. We offered to help, but wasn't necessarily needed or wanted. So we, this is like end of the night, right? It was dinner. So end of the night, we go back to Thels to sleep. Fort Marshal, as far as we know, goes to take care of the Children of Mercy in this cave. We showed him like where it was so that he could find it. We are woken up the next morning by the Fort Marshal at Thels' house to let us know that the Children of Mercy are no longer in that cave.
Right.
Not like without a trace. He recognizes and understands that there was a group of people there, decent size in numbers, but is almost, again, at this point, almost just more concerned because they're not there anymore. And he shares more with us than the Fort Marshal and the Archforge were willing to share the night before.
Right.
We learn about the Jinn and the Amber Veil, essentially like a divine being that kind of swore, I think, like, to work cooperatively with the house.
It wasn't quite allegiance, right?
No, it was like, I will work with you if you will work with me, and like we can be like more of a team
partnership. They kind of bonded.
Yeah.
For my Twilight fans, they like imprinted on each other, I guess.
But he is a divine being,
right.
So he is like sworn himself in a way to this house that the Archforge is now the head of. So they are, I guess, essentially one. And he believes, because the Jinn kind of almost lives in not the golden sash that Archforge wears, but like in a way, a golden sash.
Right.
That's the visual from like the history of this, how this partnership began.
Right.
So we learn all about that, and the Fort Marshal essentially said, I think the Archforge is the target.
Right. More
specifically, the Jinn of the Amber Veil.
And we get to this point, and we strongly believe the Archforge is the target, and we don't know where the Children of Mercy are. So, of course, as we were doing for the third time in this dang podcast, we split the party again. And we go off two separate ways. Thankfully, Buka gets to have a partner this time that is an actual player. Jordan and I.
Yeah.
Buka and Pierce head off towards Lenneth, where the conclave is, to kind of keep an eye on what things are doing out there. And Val and Thel decide to basically scour the forest, the woods, to try to find where the Children of Mercy could have gone. Because they didn't just disappear for no reason, right? They said they had their target was the Golden Sash. We now know the Golden Sash is the Archforge. The Archforge is still at Lenneth. The Children of Mercy have to be somewhere. And we split the party.
No.
Yes.
Val, as we mentioned way earlier, is a ranger.
Right.
Which they're very much like wilderness explorer proficient and good at it. Her specifically in the forest. So that does help her in this situation.
Right, exactly. So Val and Thel head off to the forest. Pierce and Buka head into Lenneth, and at first we decide to get a good vantage point. So we head up to the bell tower, which is
tallest
building in campus. Good view of the war room where the conclave is taking place. But we see movement in the office building that we had scoured through in the previous days. We decided to check it
out. There's like a bay window that we see if it...
Right, and school's not in session, so nobody should be here right now. So we decided to go check it out, and it's our girl Merelda. She's in this office room by herself, pacing back and forth. Come to find out, this is Merelda's mother's classroom.
And what's her last name? Just for the record.
Right. Hold on. I'm finding it.
Nick
I needed help from Renee in this one. Nick's Varn.
Nick's Farn.
Yep.
We didn't mention it before, but so I mean, now we're learning that her mom is a professor.
Mm-hmm.
Her grandmother is the head of house for their region.
Right. So she's snooty, to say the least. And she's someplace she's not supposed to be. We're someplace we're not supposed to be. And Buka decides it's time to hit on Merelda to try to find out what she knows. That fails miserably. And while we are trying to pry information out of Merelda without forcing anything or any altercation, we hear a crash. And we cut back to Valenthal in the woods, tracing the Children of Mercy to a spot outside of the school where they find catapults ready to go to launch an attack targeted towards Lenneth. And they're firing. They fired a catapult towards the school, and they end up hitting the side of one of the outermost buildings. So, plus for us, their aim sucks, and we're safe for now. But attack is imminent, right?
Yeah, we feel, but don't necessarily we don't see what this is. We just feel the crash.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these balls of fire are flying through the air, and they're not small.
No, not at all. And we start freaking out a little bit. The bell in the tower starts ringing, and we decide, okay, we got to go check that out because we were literally just there. And Merelda, funnily enough, is also kind of freaking out because we thought for sure she knew what was going on. That's why we were pushing her so hard. So we drag her with us because she might be an innocent in this. And I think my favorite memory from this episode in particular is that I basically wall kick her to save her from an arrow, right? Or something like that. Yeah. I kick her back into the office building. I save her life. Will that ever come to fruition? I don't know.
Way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we did our best.
Good saved her.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we wanted. But at this point, we hear the bell tower. Fel and Val are running directly back to the campus. These launches of catapults are flying over them. And they are seeing the attack, but also hearing the bell tower as well as they try to get back to Lenneth as quickly as possible.
Exactly. And we decide to do the only logical next thing, which is to split the party again. And Pierce decides to run up the bell tower. Yeah. So now we're playing 3 different games of D&D at the same time.
Yeah, okay, but for the record, this battle scene is it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
A lot happens, as he mentioned. We get pretty split up, all kind of doing our own thing, trying to divide and conquer.
Right.
But I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of finding out how this, the specifics of this battle scene, because
you're going to have to listen to it.
You should just listen. It's just this recap is shorter than the battle scene episode.
Exactly. So go ahead and listen to the battle scene. And honestly, I want you to go ahead and listen to that last episode anyway, because I think this was a pretty good recap up until the last episode. You know what I mean?
Right. And I as much as I want people who have listened to enjoy this, to kind of a reminder before chapter 2 starts. I want people who haven't listened to be able to use this as
a jumping
kind of something you want. You guys don't need the specifics of the battle scene specifically to continue listening, but you could listen to the last few episodes and get a lot more information than we're sharing, obviously.
Yeah.
So here we are on our nearly last player's title, the boiling point, attack on the conclave.
Oh yeah, we, like I mentioned before, split the party, and Pierce runs off to have his own epic battle. Buka runs off to, spoiler alert, dodge bodies that Pierce is dropping, and to go try to break into the conclave. by himself, just the cat. Val and Thel are running their way back to get back to the school to try to save everybody, to warn everyone. And to not share too much, the battle isn't going very well for anybody, honestly. Either side. Yeah, except for Pierce and the bell tower, it's not like we're super triumphant, right?
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. We try our best, right? And that's all we can ask at the end of the day. Skipping through the details of the battle, we make it to the climax, which is there's a traitor amongst the conclave. And they have taken the Archforge hostage. Further than that, they steal the Jinn, the Embervale Jinn, from the Archforge.
Yeah, but what was that big organization that we talked about earlier that was involved?
Right. What was that last name? Oh, Nixfarn?
Yeah, I hate them.
Right. They suck.
They suck, and they're working with the Crystal Talons. It seems that maybe the like head of the Crystal Talons maybe is like the like kind of lead on this whole thing. But they do draw out the Jinn from the Embervale, and no, I'm just sad. So he's killed. Not really sure we fully, even at this point, at the end, understand like why. I guess moving forward, I mean, the Archforge, I mean, this was a big part of his head of house. And there's, this whole chapter was us trying to get answers for questions that were brought up. And all I feel like we've gotten is like an answer to one, and then 5 new questions.
Right.
And then we go to Lake Elder, and we find an answer to one. We find a magical item, and we have 5 new questions, if not more than that. We go to the Conclave, completely unrelated to the Conclave, and like it's just getting worse.
Right.
But now at this point, I think we kind of come to a like an arrowhead of now we fully understand that like the Crystal Talons, the Jinn of Embervale, is like the focal point of a lot.
Right.
And thankfully, the Archforge does not pass. He's okay.
So slightly happy ending. He doesn't pass. And we are left in the aftermath. That's where we end chapter 1, episode 30.
Couple things about the Conclave. Obviously, this Conclave, the purpose is a meeting of the heads of house to discuss matters of the country. Nixfarn, obviously, amongst a couple other houses who seem to be kind of aligned with Nixfarn's thinking, leave, but the Conclave still does continue. So they and way longer than ever before, they conclude the Conclave to kind of finish out the whole purpose of them meeting with obviously lots of new things to discuss, which is why it went so long.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And if you didn't know, now you do. Like we said at the beginning, 30 episodes is a lot of podcast. It's a lot of D&D. And it took us over an hour, it feels like, in real time.
I think so.
Which
we were like...
Yeah.
Unfairly thinking that we could do this in 30 minutes.
We're just going to get bullet points.
The fact that it was only going to be me and Pii, we knew that wasn't going to happen. So,
right.
it was meant to be just a fun way to kind of fill you guys in, get you guys on the same page as everybody else, give you an opportunity to continue listening from here,
Right.
if you so choose.
Yeah.
And it was about the length of an episode.
Of one. Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of worked out. I like that.
Yeah. And if you made it this far, if you've listened to every episode from the bottom of our heart, thank you.
Literally.
So
For
much.
real.
This has been so much fun. If this is just for you, heck yeah. If you tell a friend, we'd love that too. If you want to play D&D, hit up Renee. He's a great DM. And we hope to see
you. So much time to DM more.
Yeah. We hope to see you guys in chapter 2. We don't know where we're going. We don't know how much time is going to actually pass between the end of chapter 1 and chapter 2, but real time, you can expect to see chapter 2 back on the main feed in a few weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, 3 weeks max.
Until then, stay nerdy. Have another drink. Cheers. We'll see you next week. Tabletop Dubshot. Bing.
Cue the music. I've always wanted to say that.
Oh, yeah.